Well, folks, we have something very special for you today, and it's something I think we could all use a little more of. So please enjoy this dopamine on me, or rather, this Louisiana resident.
I have no doubt in my mind that the map's gonna pass. If y'all can give us less than 0 seats, you would do it. Y'all do this under the orders of somebody that said the Civil Rights Act was harmful to white people, that it caused reverse racism. RFK said that black children are overfilled on antidepressants and that they need to be reparented on different farms, all of them. Pete Hegseth constantly brings Doug Wilson to the Pentagon to give a prayer service. Doug Wilson is the same pastor that said that slave owners were on strong spiritual ground. I don't have no belief in no morality on anybody that followed Donald Trump.
See, it feels good, right? Now, I know a sense of happiness and satisfaction at hearing someone articulate what you're feeling is just kind of hard to come by these days. So if you need a moment to take a breath and, get yourself settled again, absolutely go for it, and let's continue.
If you wasn't with this map, you wouldn't be underneath this president. You wouldn't be in your party. You would stand up, you would stand against it, you would speak out about it. So as far as I'm concerned, if you here as one of these Trump Republicans, you already showed us who you are. You showed us what you want to do. And I believe the country as a whole is rebuking your party. Y'all are in a death spiral. That's why y'all have to redistrict. That's why y'all have to cheat. That's why Trump got to go to Texas and say he entitled to 5 more seats. It's because y'all know what y'all doing is abhorrent.
Yeah, I'm just checking the numbers here, and it turns out he's correct. They hated him because he spoke the truth. Or to paraphrase Antonio Gramsci, the old world is dying, the new world struggles to be born, and now is the time of making fun of MAGA. So let's enjoy this Louisiana resident's knockout punch.
We letting our people die in Iran based on false pretense that Tulsi Gabbard and Joe Kent say it ain't real. Y'all okay with all that. So I'm positive y'all gonna be okay with the maps. But the beautiful thing is, the children that y'all have made and the people that's younger than y'all don't support none of this racism that y'all want. The MAGA party is the last breath of the Confederacy, and I'll be happy to see millennials and Gen Z bury y'all. There will be no more of your party. The midterms gonna come, y'all gonna get wiped out. Trump gonna get dragged out of the White House, and I'ma love every second of it. Because y'all loved every second of the suffering that he caused to everybody in this country.
It's so nice to see actual people, actual Democrats standing up for this administration. I guess my only concern is once again the Democratic establishment, I wonder if maybe one day they might learn to take a page out of the Republican playbook and actually fight for what they want.
Reports on the strategy for the Democrats. And part of Jeffrey's plan is to go hard after red House seats in states controlled by Democrats. Won't happen this year in 2026. It's about the 2028 election. And David Challing, I'm going to read a quote from this really great reporting. Jeffries and his allies have designed plans for the next 2 years to push Democratic-held states to set aside nonpartisan redistricting rules or gerrymander even more aggressively. And they're willing to put an uncomfortable spotlight on members of their own party to do it. It's quite literally the Trump playbook in order to try to get these blue states to change their rules in order to take what is now a fair number of Republican districts and turn them blue.
All right, well, I am intrigued. Not totally sold, though, because this is the Democratic establishment we're talking about, and you can't convince me that they don't kind of love losing. Also, I'm not a fan of gerrymandering in general by either party, but I guess, fight fire with fire. If we're going to slice and dice up the map, let's just go to town or district, I guess. The world's on fire. Who cares? Also, though, I want to return for a second to what that Louisiana resident was saying. It might very well be that MAGA is the dying gasps of the Confederate Party. One can only hope. But I do think that if that's true, it makes them especially susceptible to mockery and humiliation. I don't think it can be overstated that the people who run this country, how much that they're not only morally repugnant and, bad at their jobs, they're also losers. And it's okay to remind them of that because they're dummies who have betrayed their country. And also, it's fun. And also, they're not very good at making fun of the left, which I think is why they always have to rely on AI to do it for them. Sorry, like if you get on the internet, just like look at some of the replies. They can't come up with zingers on their own, so they have to put up like an AI photo of Biden wearing a mask and like getting a bunch of vaccines or something. And you're like, what does this have to do with healthcare? They're morons, basically. So I mean, it's. I'm just saying, I'm having fun. You know, that guy made me feel good. I hope he made you feel good. And who knows? Maybe there's light at the end of this tunnel, and maybe that light is just another train headed our direction. Time will tell, I guess. But I feel good. I'm gonna try to hold on to that. I hope you do too. And I'll see you next time, folks.